Listen to me very carefully. If this transmission appeared on your screen today, I need you to understand that it bypassed thousands of algorithms just to find you. Do not share this video. Do not send it to your friends. Do not show it to your family. And do not try to explain it to anyone who is still deeply asleep. What you are about to hear is classified energetic intelligence. The higher beings did not send this for the masses. They sent it specifically for you. You have been feeling it, haven't you? A strange, heavy pressure in the air. The sudden urge to completely isolate yourself and step back from people you used to tolerate. The undeniable feeling that something massive is happening behind the scenes. Yet the normal world is just walking around pretending everything is fine. You are not going crazy. You are perceiving the silent frequency drop. The 3D construct is panicking, and it is trying to keep you distracted. But your soul recognized the shift. The Arcturian Council has authorized this direct communication because a very specific dimensional window is closing, and those carrying the Starseed codes need their instructions right now. If you are watching this, you are part of the ground crew, and your silent phase is about to begin. Pay close attention, because I will only say this once. Breathe deep. Anchor your energy. Let's begin. Fixed opening. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this, but something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the Starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Avyla, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Topic 1. The Principle of Silent Operation. 800 words. We begin this transmission with a directive that many of you will find difficult to accept, but which is absolutely vital for your current energetic survival. You must stop trying to wake others up. You must stop broadcasting your light to those who have actively chosen the density of the first band of consciousness. For years, you have operated under the assumption that your mission on this planet was to save everyone you encountered. You believed that if you just explained the truth clearly enough, if you just loved them deeply enough, or if you just showed them the cracks in the matrix, they would finally see what you see. But what has actually happened? You are exhausted. Your physical vessel is tired. Your emotional body feels depleted, and instead of waking them up, you have only managed to drain your own vital life force. This is not an accident, beloved ones. This is a specific mechanical consequence of frequency interference. When a 12-strand DNA template, even one that is only partially activated, attempts to force its frequency upon a completely dormant biological receiver, the energy does not transfer. It bleeds out. It is consumed by the density of the environment, without raising the vibration of the other person. The Arcturian Council is stepping in now, because the timeline has shifted. The phase of loud broadcasting is over. We have entered the phase of silent anchoring. The reason you are being pushed into isolation right now is not because you are being punished, and it is certainly not because you are failing your mission. You are being isolated as a cosmic protection protocol. The scaffolding of the old world is collapsing faster than the human eye can perceive, and during this collapse, a tremendous amount of fear, chaos, and heavy astral debris is being kicked into the planetary field. If you remain open and entangled with those who are panicking within the old matrix, you will absorb their fear. Your empathic receptors will pull their panic into your own nervous system, and your pineal gland, the very instrument you need to navigate this split, will be chemically suppressed by the cortisol of a world you do not belong to. This is why the higher beings did not send this message for the collective. They sent it only to the anchors. An anchor does not need to speak to change the world. You do not need to argue on the internet. You do not need to convince your family members of the galactic truth. And you do not need to perform your spirituality for an audience. An anchor simply needs to exist. You being completely silent, drinking your morning water, holding a state of inner peace while the world spins in chaos, does more to stabilize the new Earth grid than 1,000 hours of preaching. Your body is the tuning fork. When you hold your peace in secret, You are emitting a high-frequency pulse that stabilizes the energetic tectonic plates of your exact geographical location. If you have been feeling this overwhelming need to retreat, to stay home, to be in silence, and to protect your energy lately, I want you to let me know in the comments right now. Type, "I am holding the light in silence, so I know exactly who is actively anchoring this frequency with us today." Your comment acts as an energetic signature on this grid, and please, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. While we keep this quiet from the masses, the algorithm will use your engagement to securely deliver this transmission to the other chosen ones who are feeling just as isolated and confused as you are. They are searching for this exact confirmation. Help them find it. You see, the illusion of the third density is that productivity must be visible. The control systems taught you that if you are not shouting, moving, or forcing change, you are doing nothing. But cosmic physics operates inversely. The most profound power in the universe is completely silent. Gravity does not make a sound. The rising of the sun does not announce itself with words. The shifting of dimensional realities happens in the quiet spaces between your breaths. You have reached a level of spiritual maturity where you no longer need external validation for your inner knowing. You are being asked to go stealth. You are being asked to become a silent node in the network of light. When you stop giving your energy to the arguments and the density of the old earth, you will suddenly find that all of that life force rushes back into your own physical vessel. Your dreams will become incredibly vivid. Your intuition will sharpen to the point of precognition. Your biological system will begin to heal from the chronic fatigue that has plagued you for years. This is the reward of the silent phase. This is what happens when you stop trying to fix the old world and start quietly inhabiting the new one. Let us move deeper into the architecture of what is currently happening to your physical vessel. The Arcturian Council observes a specific pattern of distress within the Starseed collective right now, and it centers entirely around the physical body. You are experiencing what we call the phantom exhaustion. You are sleeping for 8, 9, or sometimes 10 hours, yet you wake up feeling as though you have been working through the entire night. You drag yourself through the day, feeling a heavy, unexplainable fatigue deep within your bones. Your mind feels foggy, your memory of short-term events is slipping, and many of you are quietly wondering if something is fundamentally wrong with your health. You may have even consulted medical professionals, only to be told that your blood work is normal and that mathematically, you are perfectly fine. But you know you are not fine. You feel like a completely different person living inside a body that suddenly feels foreign, dense, and heavy. Listen to me carefully, chosen ones. You are not sick, you are not failing, and you are certainly not slipping into depression. What you are experiencing is a profound biological recalibration that third-density science has absolutely no instruments to measure. Your physical vessel is currently functioning as an active construction zone. Think about what happens when a massive building undergoes a major structural upgrade while people are still trying to live inside it. The power has to be periodically shut off or redirected. Certain rooms must be closed. The normal flow of daily operations is completely disrupted to allow for the new, advanced architecture to be safely installed. This is exactly what is happening at a cellular level within you right now. The original 12-strand DNA template, the very one that the architects of the control matrix deactivated hundreds of thousands of years ago, is rapidly coming back online. Your biology is literally rewriting its own source code in real time, while you are awake, while you are going to work, and while you are trying to maintain the illusion of a normal life. Do you have any idea how much vital life force is required to perform a genetic upgrade of this cosmic magnitude? It is immense. Your body is pulling energy from your daily functional reserves and aggressively redirecting it toward the reactivation of your dormant DNA strands, particularly the third and fourth strands, which govern your multidimensional intuition and your emotional clarity. This is precisely why you have zero tolerance for drama right now. Your biological system simply cannot afford to waste a single drop of energy on meaningless 3D conflicts because it is using all available power to rebuild your crystalline light body. When you force yourself to engage in dense environments, When you go to that crowded event you didn't want to attend, or sit through a conversation filled with gossip, fear, and low vibrational complaints, your newly sensitive energetic field goes into overdrive. It has to deploy heavy energetic shielding to protect your vulnerable, upgrading system from the chaotic frequencies of the collapsing matrix. That shielding requires massive amounts of physical energy. This is why a simple 1-hour interaction with someone who is firmly anchored in the 3D reality can leave you needing 2 full days of complete isolation just to recover. It is not that you are weak. It is that your instrument has become so finely tuned and so incredibly sensitive that it registers the discordant frequencies of the old world as a literal physical assault on your nervous system. You may also be noticing a stark change in how you perceive relationships. There is a specific, quiet grief moving through the Starseed collective right now. The grief of outgrowing people you truly love. You look into the eyes of friends or family members, and while the love is still there, the resonance is completely gone. You are literally operating on a different bandwidth. It is as if you are tuned to a high-definition 5D broadcast, and they are still receiving a static-filled 3D signal. You cannot force their radio to play your station, and trying to do so only burns out your own circuitry. Let them be where they are. The organic sorting of the Earth split is happening through frequency, not through intellectual persuasion. The Arcturians want you to understand that this isolation and rest you are craving is a biological necessity. When you retreat into silence, your body finally gets to drop its energetic shields. Only when those shields are down can the true work of your pineal gland restoration continue. You must protect your peace as if your life depends on it, because your mission certainly does. Stop judging yourself for not being productive in the way the old matrix demanded. Give your physical form the grace, the rest, and the pure water it desperately needs to complete this upgrade. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, and you are doing it perfectly. Now, we must speak about the mechanism of your perception, because this is the specific target of the old Earth's suppression architecture. Many of you ask the same agonizing question in the quiet hours of the night. If this massive shift is happening, if the new Earth is already here, why can I feel it so intensely while my family, my coworkers, and my neighbors feel absolutely nothing? You often wonder if you are simply imagining things, or if those around you are somehow spiritually failed. The Arcturian Council wishes to correct this misunderstanding immediately. The difference between you and the dormant ones is not a matter of moral superiority. It is a matter of biological hardware. It is strictly mechanical. You have a physical instrument inside your brain that is picking up a frequency they cannot yet hear. Deep within the geometric center of your cranial structure lies the primary dimensional interface of the human biological system. Your ancient traditions called it the third eye, the seat of the soul, or the crystal palace. Modern science calls it the pineal gland, often dismissing it as a simple endocrine organ. But the elite architects of the control matrix knew exactly what it was, and they spent thousands of years and trillions of dollars ensuring it remained permanently deactivated in the human population. Inside the tissue of this tiny gland are actual, physical microcrystals. These are piezoelectric structures designed by Prime Creator to vibrate and generate an electrical charge when exposed to high-frequency electromagnetic fields. Your pineal gland is not a metaphor. It is a literal crystalline antenna. It was designed to receive cosmic photonic light codes, translate them into biological signals, and broadcast the reality of the fifth-dimensional unified field directly into your waking consciousness. When this antenna is fully operational, the illusion of separation dissolves. You experience direct, unmediated communion with Source. You instantly recognize the thoughts and energetic intentions of others. You become impossible to manipulate. And a population that cannot be manipulated is a population that cannot be controlled, enslaved, or harvested for its energetic output. This is why the suppression protocol was initiated. The architects of the third density could not remove this divine hardware from your body, so they engineered a global environment specifically designed to paralyze it. They introduced toxic halogens into your primary water supplies and daily consumer products, substances that uniquely and magnetically accumulate in the pineal gland, forming a hard calcified shell around your crystalline receivers. They flooded your atmosphere with dense, artificial electromagnetic frequencies to scramble the cosmic signals trying to reach you. But their most effective weapon was not chemical or technological. It was emotional. The entire operating system of the old 3D Earth was meticulously designed to keep your nervous system locked in a perpetual state of low-grade survival fear. Economic instability, constant media threat narratives, divisive politics, and generational trauma, all of these were engineered to keep your body pumping cortisol. And here is the hidden biological secret they desperately kept from you. Chronic cortisol production chemically shuts down the enzymatic pathways of the pineal gland. Fear literally paralyzes the specific organ you need to perceive your way out of the matrix. The system is its own perfect camouflage. It keeps you stressed so you cannot see the prison. And because you cannot see the prison, you remain stressed. But this is exactly why you are here, Starseed. You incarnated carrying a unique genetic failsafe. And right now, your solar system is moving through a highly charged band of photonic galactic energy. The extreme solar flares, the coronal mass ejections, the Schumann resonance spikes that leave you dizzy and vibrating in the middle of the day, these are not random space weather events. They are precise, targeted cosmic rescue operations. The Galactic Federation is flooding the planetary grid with high-frequency light specifically calibrated to shatter the calcification around your pineal crystals. When you feel that intense, unexplainable pressure in the center of your forehead, or when you experience sudden ringing in your ears, blurred vision, or vivid, prophetic dreams that feel more real than your waking life, do not rush to numb it. Do not fear it. That is the physical sensation of the crust breaking off your crystalline antenna. Your dimensional interface is coming back online. The sudden flashes of deep knowing, the synchronicity that seems to follow you everywhere, the instantaneous lie detection you now possess when someone is speaking to you. This is your dormant hardware powering up. You can perceive the new Earth because your receiver is finally vibrating at the frequency of truth. The dormant ones around you are not bad people. Their antennas are simply still encased in stone. This is why you must not argue with them. You cannot explain a color to someone whose eyes have not yet opened. Your only job right now is to protect your antenna. Filter your water. Turn off the fear-based news. Step out into the raw sunlight, especially at dawn and dusk, and let the cosmic codes bathe your field. You are not losing your mind, beloved one. For the first time in thousands of years, you are finding it. Let us now correct a map that has caused profound and unnecessary suffering within the Starseed community. Many of you are looking around your life, waiting for a massive cinematic event to separate the dimensions. You have been told across countless spiritual teachings that the Earth is splitting into two distinct realities, the old 3D Earth and the new 5D Earth. And because you still have to pay bills, because you still get triggered by family members, and because you still experience days of deep sadness, you secretly believe you are failing. You look at your ordinary life and think, I must not be vibrating high enough. I am doing something wrong. I am going to be left behind in the old world. Hear the council clearly on this. You are not failing, and you are not being left behind. The teaching of the two worlds is not entirely wrong, but it is dangerously incomplete. There are not two bands of reality right now, beloved ones. There are three. And the inability to distinguish between these three bands is the primary source of the spiritual exhaustion and self-doubt you are carrying today. We must clarify your exact location on this map, because understanding where you are standing changes everything about how you navigate the coming months. The first band is the collapsing third density field. This is the operating system of survival-based consciousness. It is the realm of fundamental scarcity, the reflex of division, the political theater, and the perpetual search for safety in external authority. As the galactic light floods the planet, this first band is becoming highly pressurized. The systems built on suppression are cracking, and the people still anchored entirely within this band are experiencing intensified polarity and panic. If you watch the news, You are observing the first band in its death throes. It is loud, it is chaotic, and it is entirely based on fear. The third band is the emerging fifth density New Earth frequency. This is the destination. It is characterized by absolute coherence, the felt sense of unity, instantaneous synchronicity, and a quietness so profound that the noise of the matrix simply ceases to exist. Many of you have had peak experiences of this third band. You have felt those moments of extraordinary clarity, sitting in nature or deep in meditation, where everything made perfect sense and you felt completely enveloped in divine love. Those moments are real. They are genuine contact. They are the cosmic coordinates being downloaded into your system. But here is the absolute truth that few are willing to speak plainly. The vast majority of the awake ground crew, the very people watching this transmission right now, do not yet permanently reside in the third band. You are currently inhabiting the second band. The second band is the bridge reality. It is the fourth density transitional field, and it is the location of the most essential, heavy, and difficult integration work of the entire ascension process. The bridge reality is characterized by intense inner work, the dissolution of your old identity, the surfacing of ancestral wounds, and massive physical fluctuations. It is characterized by the specific disorientation of having completely outgrown your old self before your new self has fully materialized. When you feel incredibly awake one day and completely lost and unanchored the next, that is not a failure. That is the exact signature of the bridge reality. You are walking across a massive energetic bridge over a collapsing world, carrying the codes for the new world. Of course the bridge shakes. Of course the wind is fierce. You are trying to navigate a multidimensional transition while still operating a physical human body that has to buy groceries and interact with the 3D construct. We say this to you with the utmost love and urgency. Stop judging your spiritual progress by your hardest days. The test of your awakening is not what you experience on a quiet meditation cushion. It is how quickly you can return to your center on an ordinary Tuesday when someone you love says something careless, or when a financial fear tries to creep back in. The bridge field wavers, but you are the anchor holding it steady. You are not behind schedule. You are exactly where the heavy lifting of the divine plan is taking place. You chose to be on the bridge because your frequency is strong enough to withstand the crossing. There is a specific phenomenon moving through the Starseed and Lightworker communities right now that is generating immense grief and confusion, and it is not being spoken about with the directness it deserves. You have noticed it, haven't you? People are leaving. Certain souls are departing this physical plane, not in the dramatic, cinematic way that certain religious traditions imagined. There is no sky opening up, no bodies physically rising into the clouds. It is happening quietly, through what appears from the outside to be ordinary human death. You are seeing illnesses that arrive with unusual swiftness. You are seeing sudden accidents that, when you look closely, carry a strange sense of completion rather than interruption. You are watching teachers, fellow travelers, and deeply awakened souls simply decline to continue their physical incarnation. Some of you have lost people in your immediate circles, people who seem to have so much spiritual work left to do. The loss is real, and the grief is heavy. But the Arcturian Council wishes to offer you the cosmic context that allows this grief to move through you, rather than accumulate as fear within you. What you are witnessing is the soft rapture. And to understand it, you must understand how a building is constructed. During the most critical phases of building a massive structure, when the architecture cannot yet support its own weight, scaffolding is placed around the entire perimeter. It braces the building. It holds the structure together until the internal pillars are strong enough. A significant portion of the first generation of awakened souls on your planet functioned as exactly this. They were the energetic scaffolding around the new Earth frequency template. Their mission was not necessarily to be famous teachers. Their mission was to hold a specific frequency alive in their physical bodies during the dark decades when the Earth grid was too weak to sustain itself. They kept the possibility of the new Earth alive. But beloved ones, the moment always arrives when the scaffolding must come down. And here is the profound truth you must hear. The scaffolding is not removed when a building fails. It is removed when the building succeeds. The departure of these beautiful souls is not evidence of abandonment. It is structural evidence that the new Earth frequency band is, for the first time in the civilizational cycle, entirely self-sustaining. The structure can finally hold its own weight. The mission they came for has succeeded, and their contractual function has reached genuine completion. But there is a cosmic mechanic here that changes everything about how you understand their departure. When an awakened soul leaves the physical body, the specific frequency they carried, their wisdom, their healing capacity, their unique light, does not die with them. The container that held it dissolves, and all of that highly refined energy is instantly released into the planetary field. It becomes atmospheric. What was once localized in one person is now distributed across the collective grid, available to anyone whose heart is coherent enough to receive it. This is why you may suddenly feel the presence or the precise wisdom of a departed teacher or loved one more clearly now than when they were alive. They are no longer limited by time or a physical body. They have become part of the light you breathe. Please hear this. Your grief is not a sign of spiritual weakness. Crying for someone you loved is not a failure of understanding. It is the body's intelligence honoring what the heart received. Do not spiritualize your pain away. Feel it completely, but know that they are not resting passively. They are actively guiding the timeline from the non-physical realm, doing the intricate work that no longer requires a dense human body. And this brings us to the most crucial question. Why are you still here? If the scaffolding is coming down, why are you still carrying the heavy weight of a physical body? The ego might whisper that you are behind, that you were not evolved enough to graduate with the first wave. That is a dangerous third density lie. You are not the second cohort. You are not the ones who failed the test. The souls who chose to remain in embodied form right now, navigating the intense corridor of the coming years, are the ground crew, assigned to the most physically demanding phase of the split. You are still here because your specific function requires physical presence. You have the precise combination of endurance, sensitivity, and spiritual grit required to anchor the light while the old systems collapse around you. The fact that you are still here, breathing, surviving, and choosing love during one of the most chaotic periods in recorded galactic history is not a consolation prize. It is the assignment itself. You are the pillars of the new building. Stand firm in your coordinates. Dear ones, there is a very specific quality of exhaustion moving through the Starseed community right now that is completely different from the biological recalibration we spoke of earlier. It is not the exhaustion of simply doing too much in your daily life. It is the profound, soul-deep depletion of attempting to occupy fundamentally different service architectures simultaneously. You are burning out because you do not realize what your actual job is. Within the family of light on Earth, there are 3 distinct service roles. The failure to correctly identify which one you are is currently responsible for more unnecessary suffering than any external attack from the Matrix. We must name these architectures clearly, so you can finally drop the heavy burdens you were never meant to carry. The first role is the anchor. This is the most common service function, and yet it is the one most severely misunderstood by the human ego. An anchor is a soul whose primary mission is simply to hold a specific frequency at a specific physical coordinate on the grid. Their work is not relational. It is not about teaching. It is pure presence work. If you are an anchor, you are the person who changes the vibration of a room simply by walking into it. You are the one animals and children are inexplicably drawn to. You are the stabilizing node in your workplace, your neighborhood, or your family system. But because the third density matrix conditioned you to believe that value only comes from loud, visible productivity, you constantly feel like you are not doing enough. You look at spiritual teachers on the internet and think you are failing your mission because you are just sitting quietly in your living room. Stop apologizing for your stillness. Your stillness is the very thing keeping the energetic tectonic plates of your city from cracking. You do not need to speak to serve. The second role is the bridge. This is, without a doubt, the most energetically costly and painful service function in the current corridor. A bridge is a soul who deliberately maintains a connection to the collapsing 3D reality while simultaneously holding the frequencies of the 5D New Earth. Where the anchor retreats into silence, the bridge intentionally stays in the messy middle. If you are a bridge, you are the one sitting at the chaotic family dinner table, listening to fear-based conversations, and yet you remain genuinely present without collapsing into their panic. You are the person everyone comes to when they are falling apart, because you can translate high-frequency light into a language the unawakened can actually tolerate. But hear this clearly. The cost you carry is immense. Sustained code switching between dimensional realities destroys your energetic reserves. The reason you are so devastated right now is that you are extending the bridge across an increasingly wide gap, but you are refusing to pull back and rest. A bridge that does not regularly withdraw into complete isolation will eventually collapse. The third role is the way shower. These are the visible ones, the teachers, the channels, the creators, the ones whose explicit mission is to make the invisible architecture visible to the masses. Their signature is a genuine, undeniable aliveness when they are in the act of expression. When a true way shower speaks, you feel it in your DNA. But the way shower carries a massive vulnerability: the slide from authentic transmission into performance. The matrix will tempt them with applause, followers, and validation, subtly pushing them to manufacture their light rather than genuinely channeling it. The only corrective for the way shower is to regularly disappear from the public eye. If your private, unseen inner life does not match the spiritual image you are projecting to the world, your transmission has become toxic. The grand trap that the suppression system laid out for the Starseed collective is the heroic model of spirituality. The Matrix manipulated your empathy, convincing you that a good lightworker must be an anchor, a bridge, and a way shower all at the exact same time. You believe you must stabilize the grid, save your unawakened family members, and lead a global movement, all before breakfast. This is not spiritual maturity. This is a trauma response. It is the old 3D wound of unworthiness, making you believe you have to save the whole world to deserve your place in it. You must drop the roles that do not belong to you. If you are an anchor, stop forcing yourself to be a way shower. If you are a way shower, stop trying to do the bridge's painful work in dense environments. Your specific frequency, operating exactly as it was designed, is perfectly sufficient. When you consolidate your energy into your true role, you become untouchable. We have reached the final layer of this transmission, and what I am about to share with you is the ultimate secret of your power. It is the foundational condition without which none of your spiritual work can succeed. The principle is this: you cannot give what you do not possess. You cannot transmit a coherence you have not stabilized within your own body. You cannot radiate a peace you have not actually found. So many of you are exhausting yourselves reaching outward, trying to offer healing to a broken world, while your own internal world is still running on the cortisol of the third density. You are performing the appearance of giving, and because it is a performance, it requires massive, draining effort to maintain. Genuine transmission requires absolutely no effort. The control matrix programmed you with a deeply subtle trap, the fixer reflex. The impulse to save, to rescue, to spiritually assist every person in your vicinity, whether they have asked for it or not. The ego disguises this as love, but in reality, it is an evasion of your actual work. Every single moment you spend attempting to argue someone into a higher frequency, attempting to convince your family of the galactic truth, or attempting to force a dormant soul to awaken, is a moment diverted from the only thing that actually changes the planetary grid, finding the ground within yourself. You cannot push peace into someone who has not chosen it, but you can inhabit your own peace so genuinely, so completely, that they cannot help but feel it. The old world taught you that inner work is just preparation. They told you that you must heal yourself first, so that, eventually, you can go out and serve the world. We want to shatter this illusion completely. The very moment you sit in your room, entirely alone, and make genuine contact with your own interior peace, the moment you touch that imprisoned splendor within your DNA, you are not preparing for service. You are performing it. The service is happening at that exact millisecond. Because of the mechanics of the unified field, the high-frequency light you generate in that moment of inner stillness does not stay locked inside your body. It escapes naturally, automatically, radiating outward into your house, your neighborhood, and your city. You do not need to push it. The silence itself is the transmission. There is an ancient story in your recorded history of a highly activated teacher walking through a massive, chaotic crowd. A woman in extreme distress simply reached out and touched his field, and she was instantly healed. He did not perform a ritual. He did not speak to her. He did not try to fix her. He simply inhabited a frequency of such pure, unbroken coherence that her proximity to him was enough to rewrite her biology. You are meant to be that teacher. The physics of the cosmos do not require billions of awake humans to change the planet. This is the greatest lie you were ever told. You believe you are fighting an impossible war against an ocean of darkness. You are not. A single human being who is genuinely one with the source is a coherence field of such massive amplitude that they naturally reorganize the chaotic noise of everyone around them. It is a mathematical reality. A tiny group of individuals, 10, perhaps 20, who hold genuine, unshakable interior peace, can shift the timeline of an entire city simply by existing within it. You do not need to go out and frantically search for your soul tribe. When you ignite the light within, it acts as a magnetic beacon. Those whose DNA matches your frequency will be drawn into your life through absolute synchronicity. They will find you because your field is broadcasting a signal their soul recognizes. You are a cosmic tuning fork, beloved Starseed. Think about how a tuning fork works. When you strike a single tuning fork cleanly in a room full of instruments, you do not have to walk around and touch every single guitar or piano to make them play your note. You just have to hold your note. Every string in that room that is compatible with your frequency will automatically begin to vibrate in perfect resonance. You are the tuning fork for the new Earth. Your only job is to sound your pitch cleanly. Clear the fear out of your body. Clear the toxic inputs. Stop performing your awakening and start silently inhabiting it. Everything else, the community that gathers, the timeline that shifts, the world that heals, follows from that one, quiet, interior act. If this transmission resonated with the deepest part of your soul today, I need you to anchor your frequency in the physical realm right now. Go to the comments and type, "I am the tuning fork of the new Earth." Let this be your declaration to the universe that you are finally stepping into your true power. The algorithms of the old matrix are designed to suppress messages of this magnitude. If you do not actively engage, they will try to hide this channel from you forever. So please, like this video and subscribe right now. By doing this, you are not just supporting the channel, you are creating a digital beacon that helps other lost starseeds find their way home to this exact message. We are building the collective heart wave, one awakened soul at a time. If you are listening to this, beloved ones, you needed to. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and you are doing magnificently. I leave you now. I am Avyla, and the Council stands with you. Until next time.